Hi, Mr. Kasab.
Hello, how are you?
Good to see you.
All right, so then our agenda for the evening, we'll approve minutes from September, have a principal and teacher staff updates. We'll do some community reports, have one or two things for new business, and then we'll adjourn and maybe catch the end of the Phillies game if they play. So, all right, so is there a motion to approve the minutes from September? I think I posted online, right? So, just, yeah, so. A second. All right, all in favor? Any opposed? All right, minutes are approved. All right, so we'll do principal update. Mr. Heinlein?
All right, thank you. First of all, it's good to see everybody once again. My first update is I will be e-blasting this out, and I know our homeroom parents are meeting with teachers tomorrow. Our Halloween parade this year is going to be at 2 p.m., which is a little bit of a change. Halloween is a full day, and it's on a Monday. So this decision was kind of, we as a staff kind of looked at different avenues, but especially for our younger kids, we really want to preserve that morning for instruction and then have parties and a parade in the afternoon. Obviously, our AM kindergarten will also have their own separate parade. The teachers will be sending that out to parents about logistics and timing, and that'll be out very shortly. So that's coming up, Halloween on a Monday. Can't say I'm looking forward to that, but we will get through it. That will be a long week. October 14th, Picture Day is coming up. I know the forms have gone home. There's also the option to register for pictures online. That was in my last e-blast, so if anyone needs that information, it was in the last e-blast. Just reach out to me if you need that to be resent. Conferences are going to be here before we know it. This year, just to let everyone know, the district changed the calendar. There's only one evening offering for conferences, and the students are off that entire week. Conferences are Monday, and I'm sorry, I don't have the date in front of me, but the week of Thanksgiving. Conferences are Monday morning, Monday afternoon, Monday evening, and Tuesday morning. So the signups will be through Sign Up Genius. I'll have more information on that in the next couple of weeks. I expect the sign up to go out probably the week of Halloween. There's a chance it could be the next week. The 3 elementaries try to coordinate, but that'll be in the e-blast. Parents can go on Sign Up Genius. The teachers also, because if it's a higher class size, they try to be flexible and potentially offer other times. But conferences, signups will be online, and we'll be going at the parents probably end of this month, first week in November.
That's right.
Yes.
Signups online or conferences?
Signups. Conferences, we are leave face to face. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. I will say the conversation has not yet been held at my level about whether or not Zoom is an option. I expect to have that answer any day now. But as everything else, we're face to face.
So is the Tuesday, are the teachers, they have a half day, or what's the fee?
I believe the teacher is a half day for elementary only because of the evening. The contractors generally give back. Like in the past, the high school had a full day on December 23rd, and the elementary teachers had a half day. Yeah. So that's what I believe the schedule is.
Why did they take away the other?
To be perfectly honest with you, I wasn't part of that discussion, and I don't fully know. I just wasn't part of the discussion. So calendar came out, those were the options. I think it had something to do with a difference in elementary versus secondary, maybe hours or something, but I don't want to put that out there as I know for sure. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
As a proud parent of the PTO, we get first dibs at.
I like that.
I'm on that sign up.
I like that too.
I'll just say contact your teacher. Contact your teacher, because I have no ability.
The moment it's going to come out, somebody can.
Or it's usually generally 4 p.m. every day.
Or after a meeting at like 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
We already signed up.
Or at least give us like a 2-hour window.
Like a pre-window, like a pre-set.
You get more people to volunteer that way.
I understand.
You got a lot more people.
I'm sorry, was there one on Zoom or no? Okay.
Yeah.
And as I said, this probably will be my shortest report. My last thing, if you saw my last e-blast, we did have our new safety and security aid start this week. All schools, I think the high school has 2 or 3. Each school was given a safety and security aid. I met him for the first time yesterday, and unfortunately, I've been in a ton of meetings the last 2 days, so I still have to sit down and go through his schedule, but he's really jumped in. His background, he has a wide array of experiences with safety and security, but the most notable is he used to work with Marple Police Department for many years. So he is familiar with a lot of local agencies, local authorities, and he has worked with kids in different capacities. We interviewed all of the candidates for all the schools. So I interviewed every candidate K to 12, and we were looking not for just law enforcement or that kind of, especially for elementary. We were looking for candidates that had safety and security backgrounds, but also, could work with young kids. So he is a good mix, and he's kind of jumped right in. He's not a strictly like a recess monitor, but he can and will help out at recess, help potentially on buses, right? That's one of the things that we're going to be talking about in the next couple of days. Arrival, right? We know what Moore Road is like, especially in inclement weather. You may have already seen him. I'm sorry if I didn't say his name. Eric Nagel, sorry. He'll be out posted down by Garden City with Mrs. Hunter and other staff. So he's going to help with arrival, dismissal, hallway, monitoring the grounds during the day. Sometimes we don't catch everyone that comes on the property. I understand it's a public school, but sometimes we do have people that come onto the property. We need to say during the school day, you're not on our property. Even if we know you, like former students, I found sometimes cut through. I love them, but not everybody knows that. So he's going to help kind of monitor the grounds, especially when kids are outside. So if he's not directly with recess, he's watching the perimeter. So I think it's an extra layer of security. I know that the staff are very pleased. And he's really looking to jump in and get to know the kids and help. I'm sorry?
Is he on?
No. None of them are.
Okay,
Yeah.
I just figured it out.
Yep. And also last thing on this note, there will be an additional safety drill. Maybe not every month, but like teach in place, shelter in place, more weather drills, like things like that. So we still do our monthly fire drills. And I do put those drills in my e-blast. I do not put them out ahead of time. It's just good. It's not good practice to put out your things out there. So especially with our younger kids, I tell the teachers, please make sure to reassure students that they're safe. And I do let parents know once we've completed the drill, so you can, have a conversation with your children.
But parents who have that written into their IEPs.
There are certain, yes, like we had certain students who at one point, the noise of the fire alarm, at that time, the old fire, not so much now it's a voice. And that once we went to the voice, that kind of changed, but we do have some students that were sensitive. So yes, unless there is a provision potentially in an IEP. And that is my report.
Thank you very much.
Any other questions?
Just, you said that the homeroom parents that have already been selected are meeting with teachers tomorrow.
Correct.
Okay.
I will meet with them briefly in the cafeteria. And then Nancy Schuster contacted, I believe, the homeroom parents, about 10 minutes with me, then they go up to the grade level teams.
Right.
It's pretty quick meeting. They just go over the
Yeah.
things for the year.
And you don't need any more homeroom parents? You guys are set?
I think there's one, I know of one room off the top of my head.
Do you want more
Hold on.
staff?
Okay.
I'll let you know,
Okay.
because I want to double check the list before I.
Yeah.
Clark's in 7th grade is open,
That's
Doddrick
what I
in
know.
3rd grade is open, and McFadden in 5th is open.
Okay.
McFadden.
So
Those are the only
Mrs.,
ones.
you guys all hear that? Mrs. Clark needs a homeroom parent, Mr. Dudrick needs a homeroom parent, and Mrs. McFadden, she's.
And I'll e-blast those individual classes again. I did send one out to those classes. I'll send another one.
Is it a lot of work?
No.
It's really not.
I
I
was texting about
shouldn't.
it when I saw Blair, I'm gonna be honest, yeah, it's not what you think it is, it's really not. The teacher really does hold your hand and they give you the complete of what you need to do, and honestly, it's. And they work, like, the whole grading works through anyway, it's requesting money, you know, a donation from families, you know, coordinating the party stuff. The only thing is if there's an in-person party, that you probably need to be there.
Or if there's another volunteer interest.
Yeah, and there's about 4 a year, I believe, 4 a year. Yeah, 4. Yeah, 4. Yeah. And also, like Rachel and I one year, we like homeroom. We were supposed to have a
What grade
cuddle.
is your
Second. I mean, I can help you if you volunteer for it. I'll help you on the side. Like sometimes, yeah, and sometimes another parent, like you know,
Yeah.
Rachel's like offering experience and help, but even if you find another person.
experience.
Share that well. Nervous, right? Like, he's like, oh, it's a lot. and you
Yeah,
can
I
share
made
that.
Julie come with me.
It makes it, you know, like it makes it.
And I think. Oh, yeah.
We'll help you. Yeah.
What do we do if they don't get a home parent?
Yes. I think we always
We
find one.
always end up with one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also would say, last year, like, we all worked together at the grade level, so everybody was
Yeah.
getting the same thing, so they would just be covered by the grade level other ones, so.
Like, wants to sign up for it and put
Yes,
the specific
I've gotten an email
class.
asking me, because we haven't met yet. But I'm saying, like, if it's not covered, like, you probably should send an email to those parents. They-
I
So
did.
it's just
I
those
didn't
3
get-
teachers.
I'm in that home.
Yeah,
They
they-
emailed.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I didn't get one.
I sent an e-blast. You should have gotten one from me. I blind copied all of the parents in, at the time, it was like 5 rooms.
But Michelle, I only get Ivy's and gets Hank's emails.
A lot of my stuff has been
I
going
don't
to
ever
spam
get it.
lately.
I got some from Nancy, but I got anything from you.
I got something from, Mr.
So I wonder, like,
Our
check with
class.
Bill.
I
see
mean,
if
not
he-
so, I mean, not so all correct.
No.
Right.
No, but it is like, a lot of the WSSP emails have been going to Gmail spam.
Remember, Gmail, Comcast, Verizon are always the 3 that generally on our ends, first time it does go to spam.
And we can bring children tomorrow for that, please.
What'd you say?
We can bring children tomorrow?
I think you'll probably be okay.
I'm bringing one.
Okay, then take them to school. I'll stick them in the breakfast. Any update on the website?
Not since not since what was put out, I believe by Wagner. I don't have a date on full migration.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know we're waiting for our school psychiatrist to come on board, like that's in the works.
I expect around October 21st or 24th.
Okay. In the meantime, for parents with students with IEPs, who sits in, does anyone sit in for that position?
For the initial, so we contracted out, and we also have WSSD employees. In an initial, the individual, the psychologist, whoever contractor or district, they would be at the initial.
Okay.
If it's not an initial,
They're not.
and there was a conversation about the evaluation report, it could be me as LEA or my counselor.
Okay.
Or someone who was a special ed teacher, and Mrs. Wagner.
Right.
If I can't make a meeting as LEA, there are other people, but
Okay.
no, they would not be the psychologist. per se.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Would you like to make introductions?
Yes, I'm very proud to have Dr. Hopkins join us tonight. We're very fortunate that we are provided as a Title I school additional supports. And so we do receive some federal funding. It's not something we actually probably talk about too much, but we do receive federal funding. And we have students that may not qualify, may not have qualify for an individualized education plan in IEP, but may need some additional math or reading support. We identify children on a number of universal screeners, right? The newest one is the MAC test, but we also do other things depending on whether you're 3 to 5 or K to 2. But typically we look for 3 areas. A student, if they're weak in one thing, they don't necessarily qualify for Title I services. So Dr. Hopkins is the math portion of our Title I. So she's come on, I guess, about 4 years ago now, and is just data whiz absolute data whiz. She helps with the sectioning spreadsheet at the end of the year. She really is a dedicated individual who really is a wonderful, I'm not gonna say the word correctly, her diagnostic skill is incredible. She really gets to understand where students are and their thinking, and she comes up with a variety of strategies to meet their needs. I know we have endless conversations about what we can do to make it better, and she's constantly looking out at different online tools, just constantly looking at what interventions can we use with our students. So I'm thrilled to have her tonight. She's going to talk a little bit about the math club. So take it away. Welcome, Dr. Hopkins.
Thank you, Mr. Henley. Mr. Henley, is everybody able to see my slides?
Did you share your screen?
I'm unable to share my screen at this time. I need to be made a co-host if it's possible.
That's right. There you go.
So welcome, everybody. As Mr. Heinley identified, I am a member of the reading and math interventionist team, the reading specialist, and I have begun working with students with an identified need. If parents have a child that is in reading or math club, they should either reach out, and they have questions, they should either reach out to the classroom teacher or they can reach out to the interventionist that works with their child. If a parent has any concerns about their child's math or reading, what's going on for them in math and reading, they should have a conversation with their classroom teacher first. During the first 2 days of math club, we focused on students belonging and feeling like they had a place, that they were safe and would be nurtured and cared for. So they were told that a mathematician uses math to solve problems, and they were asked to show me what a mathematician looks like. They then used the document camera in math club to explain their work to the group, and this began our math talk in math club. The next day, they were invited to open up a box that contained a mirror so that they could see what a mathematician looks like. I am going to read to you a story called I Am a Mathematician. And in this story, it contains pictures that were created by students in math club. I am a mathematician. I ask questions. I am a mathematician. I look for patterns. I am a mathematician. I create diagrams and charts. I am a mathematician. I estimate. I am a mathematician. I create a plan to solve a problem. I am a mathematician. I persist through hard tasks I can't do yet. I am a mathematician. I can explain my work. I am a mathematician. I can check my work. I am a mathematician. I take my time to do a good job. I am a mathematician. I use visual models to understand math. A visual model would be something like a number bond or a bar model in our math program. I am a mathematician. I label my work so the math makes sense. I am a mathematician. I use math to solve everyday problems. I am a mathematician. I seek new ways to find a solution. I am a mathematician. I am a mathematician. And I was just blown away with the illustrations that the students created of mathematicians, as well as their math talk, explaining what a mathematician can do. And then their delight and their surprise when they opened up the box to see their own reflection in the mirror and identified themselves as a mathematician. It was just such a great 2 days to start our math club. Does anybody have any questions that I can answer for you?
I think we have comments.
Said that was
Yeah.
adorable.
Yeah.
Story was adorable.
Thank you. That is NPE. We're just such an amazing group.
But I am an adult. Yes. Thank you, Dr.
Any
Hopkins.
questions?
Thank Thank you, Dr. Hopkins.
Thank you. It was nice
Thank you.
seeing everyone.
Thank you so much, Catherine. Thank you.
Yep, take care. Night.
Great, well then, at this point, we'll move into committee updates. The three that we have kind of planned is to talk about the turkey trot, movie night, and then just an update on volunteers in general. But if anybody has any other updates to bring forward, like, please feel free to do so. Alan and Tony, I forgot to like send an email to say who's gonna do the update, so we'll do a tag team on movie nights, but turkey trots, Kelly and Stephanie, anything to, I'm sure there's plenty.
Yes, there's.
So what is the update? Not is there an update?
38 days. We have 572 runners as of today. We had a 222 last year. 33 sponsors. We have 13,800 in sponsorships, which is a record. Mr. Heinley registered, he's running, and I loved, Jess is amazing with the post. You were running, I guess,
Yeah.
another 5K, that was a.
So let me share a little funny story quickly. So there was the Dragon Run in Swedesboro, New Jersey, where I live. And I've been running for a while now, whatever. So I had a personal goal, whatever. So I'm running, coming up to the end, and that picture was, I had to crop out because there was a kid in front of me who looks like he's about 8. He's 16, but he's finishing in front of me, and I was like, I can't have that.
The process worked out perfect.
It
looked
did,
like you were
it did.
finishing strong. It was
I did.
awesome.
I will say. I will
mean,
share.
it might have been more encouraging to the little kids to see that they could beat Mr. Hyman. I mean,
That's a good point, but I think it's the ego.
That's my selling point to get the little kids to register. This is your one chance to try to beat
Well,
Mr. Heinley.
the Kingsway soccer team all smoked me. I was in my mind, I wanted a certain place in my age group, which is I'm on the higher end of it, 40 to 49. But as I'm running, every time someone passed me, I was like, are we 40? Are we 40? So, but I will say, not bad for almost 48. It was 24 minutes,
That's
36
awesome.
seconds, which is shattered where I was trying to. So hey, keep at it. But you should have seen this. By the way, the student, the 16-year-old,
You really
we
hung up
actually
on this.
finished. If you saw the picture, my wife made so much fun. She was like, Miss Motion. It was actually the same chip time. It was the same chip time. Same chip. Wow, but I'm really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it.
And we were on Preston and Steve. We didn't contact them, just Kathy Romano's friends registered last year, and they said it was the biggest, most successful event. So we sent them, they're getting t-shirts, the Preston and Steve show, so they'll be getting t-shirts for the turkey trot. Register by November 1st to get to guarantee a t-shirt. Right now it's $30 for 13 and over, 15 for 12 and under, and that's age-based pricing. So if your kid really wants to run the 5K, it's a 5K or 1 mile little drumstick, they can run the 5K. They're still only paying the $15, which is really good.
And if you want to do the 1 mile, you can still sign up for just doing the 1 mile, but it's still the adult.
Yes. A lot of parents, they just don't put the bib on for the 1 mile and they'll run with their kid. You just don't want to wear your bib and then they'll run the 5K, the really dedicated ones will get those runs in. So right now we're looking for, the committee's great. We're good with the committee. We're actually looking for volunteers and we have a great, if you go to the Delco Turkey Trot, .com. If you go to the left-hand side, there's gonna be volunteers. And one thing that we improved this year is we listed if you can do things before race day, the day before Wednesday for bid pickup, before the race, or during the race or after the race. And we're very specific on how many people we need and the time. So not everybody's showing up at 7 o'clock. You're gonna be showing up based on what you sign up for. So we're looking at over probably 1,000 people day of race, because especially with people cheering on other people. So we definitely need volunteers to make sure this is a safe community event. So please, if you're not gonna run or partake, please volunteer. It's very easy. Any questions, let me know. You can grab one of these and you can scan and sign up today. That'd be awesome.
It also brings you to the website's volunteer.
Yes, the volunteers right there. That's all we have.
Any questions on turkey trot?
I actually had a question. So I did volunteer, but I think at the last meeting, I forget, someone said that you can also run, I volunteered for registration.
That's
So-
perfect.
So can I like, because.
Yes, yes, you can,
Okay.
for registration, if you do anything beforehand, you can, just like Julie did, she did stuff beforehand and then she ran, you have plenty of time.
Okay,
Yeah, registration, you would get there early and help us check people in.
Okay.
And then once the race starts for the little drumsticks, registration's closed anyway.
okay,
So that's
All right.
perfect.
okay.
I don't think your time starts until you cross the starting line.
No, so
So
like,
you go like
okay.
5 minutes later, or something, because you're stuck in the bathroom, it's not gonna,
Okay.
it's not gonna add 5 minutes to your time, it's when your bid crosses the starting
yeah,
line,
we
is
do
when your
chip
time
time.
starts.
Gotcha, okay, all right. Thank you. Just
Yeah.
was curious.
Thanks for
about that.
volunteering.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
Any other questions?
Oh, little drumstick, we're gonna do, we don't want the kids running over each other. We had a lot of kids last year.
Okay.
So we're figuring that out right now, with the start, like kids that run, finish first, get in the front, people are just, the parents probably determine that. One thing with the little drumstick is, we're not doing prizes this year, it's just gonna be the medal and the t-shirt. We had Fusion last year who actually won second and third.
Because they're not chip times.
They're not chip time, it was confusing. So they're just gonna get the, and I think we were just talking, we might do best dress for the kids. So best dress for the kids and best dress for the adults, so 1 and 1. Instead of doing the three prizes. And Mr. B is gonna be sending out flyers for all the kids. We're trying to really get this into a NPE thing. And Michelle's back as Tom the Turkey.
Nothing else is reason enough to go.
Amazing work, it's like just amazing work.
Because, I mean, last year was already such a big deal, so already exceeding the numbers.
Yep, for one more year. But I have so many good notes, it's like.
I'm sorry.
All right, then on to movie nights. Do you want me to start? Is that okay? So movie night is Saturday night. We are opening doors at 6:15 and the event will start at 6:45 or when it's dark enough, but it should be right around 6:45. We want to try to do it as early as possible for the younger grades to go forward. Everyone who comes in will get a ticket for popcorn. So that will be kind of the free, and then candy and maybe some beverages will be for sale, but feel free to bring whatever you want on your own. It'll be in the back field like it was last year. Movie selection, we want to get input tonight on what that would be. So the 3 that I have a DVD for, which I know we can definitely be able to do, are Coco, Monsters Inc., Monsters University. The 4th that we can get movie rights for, but I don't have a DVD for, would be Scoob, the new-ish 2021 Scooby-Doo. Adam's Family was going to be on the list, but I can't get a movie right for it, so we have to take that off.
Monsters Inc. and Monsters what?
University, Scoob, and Coco. And then Hotel Transylvania too. That just made it onto the list. Because we did Hotel Transylvania 1 last year. So of this group, we'll just kind of go show by hands. Or does anybody not want any of those? Like,
I'm gonna try cuckoo on the monster sequence.
okay,
Sorry.
all right.
My
that's it.
kids were terrified with the monsters in the closet.
Then we need to, we need to like pull things off. So can we go Coco, Hotel Transylvania 2, and Scoob? That's our 3. Is that?
I mean, I'm sorry.
No, well, we need one that's a little bit. So,
Which one do you like out of these 3?
Which
Hotel
one do you like?
Transylvania.
Scoob, Hotel Transylvania, like 2 or 3, or
Coco.
Coco.
Is it? Should we jump to 3?
Which one did you say?
Hotel Transylvania.
Do you like, which one do you like? Hotel Transylvania 2 or 3?
You kind of
2?
feel like you should do 2.
Okay. All right.
And then
I-
it
well,
could
Mike
make, it
is
could
love
make next
3,
year
so
really
that's
easy.
literally all
Then you
I
just
want.
do Hotel.
Nobody wants to see it.
Any other opinions?
I love Hotel Transylvania 2.
I was interested in Coco, consider it moving outside.
Yeah.
The realm of, just everything we know. about Halloween here.
Yeah.
Nether Providence, Cocoa, if I'm not mistaken, it's more of like a Day of the Dead
Yeah.
based in other cultures.
I felt the
and
same
things like
way.
that.
Yeah, I felt the same. Won't say that it was scary, but like I felt it was scary for a kid. That's the only reason why I was like, is it? Like, I don't know.
No.
But I did like that idea.
I cried.
Yeah.
All the moms will be like, oh.
But that-
My
but
kids cried.
Motel Transylvania would be great. I don't think that, I mean, I don't think that we don't have to guilt ourselves into doing Cocoa or whatever.
I think
but
it's a
that-
good
that would be
I think that's a valid-
I
very valid
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's definitely a
Yeah.
valid point to make.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I've seen Cocoa a lot more.
One of my kids, they were a little scared, but I think just the skeleton aspect maybe, I don't know, but it wasn't.
Let's just do simple vote.
I would just like to point out, of those run times, Hotel Transylvania 2 has the shortest run time.
That's important.
At an hour 29. Cocoa is an hour and 45 minutes, and Scoob is an hour and 33 minutes. In case
That is
that-
an important factor as well.
Is there anybody that's in favor of Scoob right now, or should we just make it between Cocoa and?
The fact that I've never seen it.
I feel like
I was
it's
going to
something
be, but I
else.
will not raise my hand.
No, you know what I was gonna, so we've never seen Hotel Transylvania, the first one. Do kids have to have seen the first one to see the second one? Like, does it make, I'm wondering if that would turn people off if they hadn't seen the first one? Matter.
Good point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it would, but.
Or just if we tell people,
I was
don't
gonna
need to
say,
have
we
seen
should
the first
mention
one,
it.
as long
You don't
as it
need
says
to
that.
Right, or you have plans Friday night now?
Oh, yeah, like, be sure to watch it. I mean.
Alright, so then let's do simple hands then, those in favor of Cocoa, raise your hands. And you can vote twice.
For both?
Yeah.
I'll vote twice.
Vote twice if you want, 1,
That's-
2,
I
3,
know.
4.
It doesn't really help, but
7, 8, 9. Alright, anyone in favor of Hotel Transylvania 2?
Other hand?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, Hotel Transylvania 2. Kids, you got it.
So I'll give you that. Do you need that? Do you need that?
I thought they Alright,
I'm not going to record those
DVD
votes.
is it that we're using?
Stephanie's.
Steph, do you know, do they have subtitles in other languages on the DVD?
have no idea.
Would we be able to find out, and then if we can have subtitles in another language, promote that with the movie? Dependent on whatever.
I'm sure they have,
Options there are.
I know like, well, so I know Coco because we've accidentally ended up on French. But like most of them have at least Spanish and French. Is there a certain one where are you looking for Mandarin?
If they have Mandarin, that would be ideal. However, I think Spanish, and again, I don't mean that it being dubbed. I mean like the
No,
subtitles.
the subtitles, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna miss the point for, kindergartners and first graders might not be able to read it, but maybe to bring in families.
Yeah.
Who would wanna read the subtitles,
Yeah,
and
we
then
can
it
check
helps
for
us
that.
reach out to them.
And then I'm gonna caveat that vote that I didn't actually look up Hotel Transylvania 2. I have to make sure we can get the movie license for it. If we can't, Coco is gonna be our option, so Jess, please don't publish anything until I have a chance to take it.
Well, I'm not recording this vote as an official record vote, so. yeah.
I didn't mean blasting out what the movie will be.
I have a
So,
quick
we'll
question.
check. Yeah,
Is the Featherman thing here on Saturday too? What time's that done?
that is done by 5 o'clock.
Wow.
Well, I thought it was,
Wait,
wasn't
that's
it? It's not Fetterman, it's the girl. Kruger,
No,
right?
it's Featherman.
Yeah,
I think it's
Featherman.
I'm so excited.
So we have assurances that they will be off
Like,
and
I
clear.
thought it was the other
Is
bar.
it inside or
By
outside?
5 o'clock.
Lorraine
It's
Kruger.
not.
That's what the email said in our thing.
Is it
Because I
inside
had
or
to go
outside?
inside, we're
There
about to take
probably
this.
won't be there. let's
That was
be
just saying, I think that's
honest.
what's
So,
moving.
Yeah, but
So-
They can our movie night.
The director of
Maybe ask
operations,
space.
the director of operations and myself met with the representative. I too thought it was Leanne Kruger at first. I think there was some contact with the district, not myself. Long story short, we met with someone from the Fetterman campaign to go over both inside and outside options. I think, I don't want to speak for them and get it wrong, but I think there might be some RSVP, and if it's at a certain level, they may opt for outside. Part of the reason I was there is to make sure that whatever occurs leaves enough time for everything to be cleaned up for PTO movie night. So just know that that was the main reason I was there, also to share the space, but I'm very confident whether it's inside or outside, will be fine.
By
Um,
6:15.
And if not, an hour before that.
Yeah.
We're saying we're gonna do setup at 5:45.
Gotcha.
Setup should be relatively easy. It's the movie. We're gonna have snacks, the popcorn. We're gonna have a site to collect food donations that will go to LifeWorks, the area.
Do you want to use the paper trash cans from
Yes,
PTO
that'd be great.
or from church?
Yeah,
Okay,
we hadn't
I'll
thought
get that
about
to you too.
And I saw Mama do, I told him about it. I told him 6:30, when everyone's rolling in, no siren, no, close up in the corner, stay old. Movie starts and he can roll. Because
Perfect.
he's gonna be at the township day anyway. I told me easy day for him. Everyone's gonna be in 2 spots probably.
Yeah.
Give him a day off.
Everybody's fine.
Give him a day off or something. He's
Yeah.
always
Maybe
out.
the summer.
He's always working.
It's done until like next year when he sells
Alright.
numbers. So that'll help with like.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna pull this back in so we can all hear each other's questions.
Are we paying for any Mama Dish stuff?
No, but I
No.
just told him to
It's
make it,
just his own.
yeah, he can do his own thing, but
All right,
make it easier for him to drive around making that noise around the neighborhood.
okay, go on, you said-
Yeah, so, and I know that this has been already discussed, but we had opted to do an annual license so that
Yes.
anything before October 14th or 15th of next year, we'll be able to show any movie within the school confines. So that's, you know, indoor, outdoor, and one of the things that I had an open question of, but we just put the number 500, was what was our student population? And are we at 500 or is it?
We're about 504.
Oh, so I think that's
Yeah.
fair. I know that there was an attempt to try and secure like raffle prizes or raffle experiences, and that kind of like, and you know, we didn't get to close that, so you know, I don't know if there's even any further conversation about it, but that was something that we had attempted at some point.
We decided to keep it simple.
Leave it simple.
Yeah, so free event for everyone, free popcorn for everyone, bring your own snacks and candy and drinks, some drinks will be available. Michelle?
Yes. It's okay. I know last year we had issues with the lights going off in the front.
Should be okay, should be fine.
Okay.
Mr. Dave couldn't like figure out how to turn on. We did get him off, but I know it was like.
Yeah,
And
everything
then,
is on a timer from central office, but I believe that has since been
extended.
extended. So I'll send an email right now to operations to double check that though.
Any other questions? for
Back to Buttermilk, there are some people to sign up.
Okay, great.
So that's where they're at over 500.
Oh, it's gonna be
It'll be
outside.
enough.
I tried to tell,
I'm just letting you know, I was 5.
I tried to tell with just local demo, I said, you're gonna be well over that number, if not double.
And then
Tommy, anything we didn't discuss? Do you want to add in on that? No. Okay.
Did he say what time the community meeting was gonna show up?
No, what time do we want it? He emailed me, he just need to know if we're gonna cancel the day up. I've been waiting on the weather, everything looks good,
Yeah.
we're checking, so we're good, so I'll follow his email. What time do we want?
I think between 5:45, 6:15.
It's all right, get here at 5:45.
Yeah.
I don't think he's, yeah, I don't think he needs a time frame.
Thank you guys for
Yes.
doing all of this work. Come on. Thank you.
I got confused, it's Keenan.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
sorry.
sorry. Yes, well, yeah, it was really great of you guys to put this together. So appreciate it.
All right, that last committee update, Eric, I think I'm passing this to you to talk to volunteers, but maybe Julie. So, but I think we just want to kind of get an update on where we are with filling our volunteer spots and what else we need to do.
Sure. So for the committee chairs, we are still looking for a couple of committee chairs for conference dinners. That's a really important one. It helps us provide food, and a big thank you to the staff and faculty here during conferences. So if anybody would be interested in chairing that, I think somebody who is, who doesn't, who could do it, who can't maybe necessarily get to a meeting every single week, can chair the conference dinners committee. There's some organizing, but it's not a whole lot of like recruitment and money interchanging or anything like that. So if there's somebody who wants to get involved and take some sort of leadership role, but might not have the time that somebody else may have, this would be a really good fit. We're also looking for a chair for the May Fair. So if anyone knows of anybody who's really exceptional at organizing, at delegating, managing a bigger group of volunteers, Mayfair might be the fit for you. And then Julie, if you can think of things that also need to be filled,
Yeah, Erica did an amazing job of creating a sign up genius for us. Can we have that on the website?
Yeah.
So it'll be on the website. Just as amazing communication, so it will be circulated as well. But Erica did the legwork there, and as she mentioned, the things coming up that we need volunteers for in general, Movie Night is still looking for volunteers. I heard a plea today for someone to do security, I'm using quotations because, it's more just kind of wrangling, monitoring, making sure kids are where they're supposed to be. But conference dinners, as Erica mentioned.
Security was specific to movie night.
What? Security.
Specific to movie night.
Yeah.
You didn't clarify that was for movie night. It was just security.
I said movie night and we're still looking for volunteers.
I didn't hear that part. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I saw that.
We should
Yeah.
have some sort of-
I don't think we'll need security at conference dinners. But,
I don't know, the teachers love those dinners, so there's a
They do. As Erica mentioned, we have some volunteers already signed up to help with committee dinners, so really it's just a chair. Putting out a sign up genius and asking others to volunteer. We've tried a couple different strategies in the past. Sometimes they've been all homemade crock pots and soups and things. And then we've done others where it's like taco night, where you can literally just go buy a bag of chips and some salsa. So there's nothing like too insignificant. So we're looking for a chair for that, as Erica mentioned, Mayfair. And then we have Holiday Bazaar listed on the Sign Up Genius, but that is something that if we don't run it, it's not sort of a make or break to our school year and our PTO.
I think
So
it's really late.
yeah.
But
Yeah, I left it on there just
Yeah.
because, again,
yeah,
as-
I would say
as
at
per
least
my
leave for
email,
next
we
year.
could discuss it, but
Well, I would like to reiterate what I said in our executive board meeting is that I would say a decent portion of the population has no idea what Holiday Bazaar is. Because, we haven't had it in so long. And so maybe most of the families don't even know what it is, and so they don't know what they're getting themselves into for signing up. So I don't know if there's a 4th or 5th grade parent who's been to a Holiday Bazaar who could
Yeah,
try to.
sure, it was, I mean, in the past, it was organized as just basically holiday vendors. So you had, MLMs and you had crafters and you had all sorts of people who were just selling their wares. It used to be a fundraiser for the 5th grade committee when was a thing and was really,
And we can always pass that on to them too, if in the
Yeah.
future they want to do that as
It
a
is-
fundraiser for
it
their
is like a
DC field
fundraiser.
trip.
With the turkey trot being so incredibly successful, with Camp Fair being so incredibly successful, the goal when those two things were put into place was to move away from having multiple fundraising opportunities just to focus on those two things, so we can stop.
so I'm happy to pull it. I just wanted to address it so that if anyone goes to sign up and they see Holiday Bazaar and they're like, why, what?
Somebody wants to
So
do it.
it's,
Yeah.
but to the point of lateness as well. And then Election Day Bake Sale, we have a chair for that, but we're looking for volunteers. So, again, Mayfair, I guess, and conference dinners are our big chair ones we're looking for,
Yes.
but volunteers in general. for very near future events, movie night, conference dinners, turkey trot, and election day bake sale. And election day bake sale, as I said, has a chair. Honestly, that's just making some things, making it ready, having your bought muffins before and dropping them off and then voting.
And can I also ask all of the chairs that are in place, whether you want to delegate it to another volunteer or hold on to it yourself, if you can keep track of the people who have supported you, volunteered either day of event or beforehand in helping you plan. I'd like to be able to kind of keep track of the volunteers for multiple purposes, and one, just being able to give a thank you at the end of events through email or some way to the volunteers of those events, recognize them for what they've done, that we appreciate them, and maybe, you know, what are some other upcoming opportunities for them to volunteer. So for the chairs, if you can just keep a kind of a quick running list of who's been supporting, I will take the list at the end of the event and take it from there. Thank you.
And is there any sort of like, I know this might come up before, but if the high school students are looking for service hours, has that been able to get used?
Yes. I definitely, I mean, turkey trot, we signed a couple of forms last year, so we definitely can use, high schoolers.
And the 8th graders too. So there's like, I've seen lots of information on the middle school Facebook group of them actively looking, they want to get the requirement out of the way sooner. So if there's opportunities for volunteering at movie night, let me know and I can share it with them.
Yeah, I would think like, you know, just, I mean, there's not that much, but like.
No, but I think having them on food bank, like collecting food
Banquet, yeah.
donations
I think
as well as.
It's homecoming, so you're not gonna get any of the high schoolers, but you might.
But you might get 8th graders.
Yeah.
Well, you would get.
Yeah.
Wait, is it band night too? It is band night too.
Saturday?
No.
Saturday,
Homecoming.
Friday.
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 Okay.
It's homecoming.
Homecoming dance is
Oh, well then,
Saturday.
yeah, let's get those 8th graders.
That's what I'm saying, like, we could- and even looking ahead, I think Eric, you might have mentioned this at the last meeting, I'm not sure, but it doesn't have to be just a parent. It can be a grandparent, an aunt, an uncle, you know, someone within our community. I know at Spring Fest last year, someone's son who's a little bit on the younger side, but old enough to hold his own, assisted me in like raffle tickets, you know, and that was still a help to me. So, you know, it doesn't have to be like a traditional adult parent. Cast that web out.
And that also is another question with the homeroom parent. That have to sort of sit within a traditional parent of kids.
I don't know why, I don't know why a grandparent couldn't do it.
Never thought about that. Quite honestly.
Like my mother-in-law lives with us, for instance, and she's very involved, so I could absolutely see her being someone who would be.
Yeah.
She would be great.
She would be great, but not-
As long as they fill out the volunteer form, though, shouldn't they be able to, because that's all your clearances. I mean, obviously not like some random.
Well, you would need
aunt.
clearances.
You don't
would
need
need
clearances to be,
for
they
that.
don't have to have that.
Um,
Only on field trips.
Not, right, not.
I mean, we might be looking into a whole nother population.
Thank you for bringing it up.
But it's possible. Yeah.
There's so many multi-generational families who are living in our.
Yeah, it just hasn't come up. I'm not saying. No. I'm just, sometimes on field trips, it's been a little, because
Oh,
if it's
well,
a
you
grandparent versus a parent, it's a different,
But you also need clearances and stuff for field trips as well.
not all,
To show.
but most, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
But for a retired, you know, grandparent who has complex.
Sure.
Maybe be in a classroom during the workday.
Yeah, I know.
Any other questions regarding volunteer opportunities?
What do you have to do with the, movie night? Like, what, yeah, what the virtual one?
There's a couple things. Movie night, it could be giving people their popcorn ticket as they come in, like registration. We're collecting food donations, so there's like a spot there. The next thing would be giving out the popcorn, giving out the candy. That's the only thing that will be in exchange of money. So I guess it's not giving it out and selling the candy. And then security, just perimeter to make sure that there should be, and then break down and clean up. Thank you. Yeah.
The other kids.
That's all I did to the children.
We remind them how to be safe, be responsible and
We
respectful.
already can't do it. She had so many projects. I handed out 3 like glow necklaces last year and it got.
Which is why we're not giving out balloons.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
because
I
those are
was worried,
words.
because it became sores. And you know, sometimes you just have to concern and say, you've had 5, or no, actually not. It's not. It was, I sat there, I had a warm fuzzy coat on, you know, it was easy and it was gonna get better.
I don't know if that's on like the social media at all, but like, because I've seen volunteer opportunities and I'm always like, well, I want to volunteer, but I don't know what I'm signing up for to actually do, so it would be helpful. So, like,
The sign up genius that you posted in our blast today had a little bit of descriptions.
For movie night?
And Jamie, what I would recommend is that you speak with Erica, who's behind you there. Erica's our volunteer coordinator. What she's doing this year is trying to talk to people to like really understand like, what am I like, this is what I'm interested in doing, and then helping line things up, so.
But I see what she's saying though,
Yeah.
because like if you're just reading it as a parent at home, you
Yeah.
can just see it and you're like, I don't really know. you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, because
Just
you
take-
have
take
to
a
stay
seat.
the whole time, or like,
No,
you know.
no,
And make it more-
yeah, no, that's good feedback, and I think like, I agree with you, you could like, make it more clear, but I also
Yeah,
think.
just
yeah.
are you
That's
guys-
exactly why we added it all for the turkey trot this year.
And help me
Figure
figure
it
it
out.
out.
You put that in the turkey trot, what you're gonna do
It
in
literally has like
time.
a description of times.
Yeah, description and time, same.
But that's through our website.
All right,
so.
then I'm going to move us into new business then. The only thing that we had on, and then we'll see if anybody has anything else to add, is regarding chess club. We wanted to put forward to the group, we bought 20 chess sets for a total of $297. And this is the chess club, so we wanted to ask for approval to add that into the budget.
So what we did is we purchased, as an executive committee, we can approve the purchase of $250. So we, as a PTO, purchased 16 of the chessboards, and then we got a donation of 4, but we would like to reimburse that donation as part of a line item for the chess club. So as long as that gets approved in our budget, then we can reimburse the donation of those additional
And the
chess boards.
discretionary.
And right now we have it in discretionary because we wanted to be able to get these chess clubs out to start. So, so.
That's what we're looking to add, a line item for $297 for the chess club. Does anybody have any questions about that? Would anybody make a motion to add $297 for chess club to the? Any seconds? All right. Any discussion, question? All right, all those in favor? Any opposed? Great, it approves. So we'll switch that over. And just kind of pausing for a moment here and see if anybody has any questions, feedback, any new business from the community. Yes.
I have something that we didn't put on the agenda. I want to wrap up the direct donation campaign. You know, I'm tired of asking. We now have Venmo.
That was, it's been a big. It's been a big day, a big week. Yeah, I feel like we're pretty close, but, you know, it's looking like we had talked about it on the executive board meeting. We might not hit the $8,000 target, but that said, we're doing really well with Turkey Trot. We're gonna have a good year with Camp Fair, not on wood. I think we'll be able to close it, but, that's where that's at. So, but if you haven't donated and you know, And you've been waiting for Venmo, we now have
Yeah.
Venmo. So.
And to Justin's point about continuing to ask, we did consider just printing the QR code and having it on a table at any event that we have, so movie night, you know, Turkey Trot, and especially now with Venmo, it's very easy. But, you know, we don't want families to feel like we're asking all the time, and sometimes we hear feedback like, oh, it's, you know, it's a lot of ask. It's really not, it's the one time.
The one
It's,
purchase.
and we always say, if it's allowed, if you're able, it's never, you know, do this, it's like, if you're able. So
I
we
think,
just,
I think I'm likely preaching to the choir with this audience here.
But
But letting you guys know that like,
So-
we're gonna wrap
do
up
QR
asking.
codes, have
but
it,
yes,
but
but-
no more like
yeah.
promoting it.
Yeah.
Yes, Michelle.
The 5th grade committee, so who's in charge of that?
So it's Nancy Schuster, and on this sign-in Genius that will now be available on the website. We actually have the names of everyone who signed up thus far.
Okay.
So Nancy's in charge of it. You're on the committee.
Okay, that's what I thought, but then I saw that note come home, and I was like, wait, I didn't.
You saw what?
Well, the trip that's coming up on Friday, or that 28th.
It's my understanding, Mrs. Dr. Smiley, that kind of, you're sort of a part of that initial ropes course discussion, like you and Nancy and the teachers.
Yeah,
Like
the
Nancy gets-
the ropes course, I mean, it really is coming from the school. We
Right.
did that last year, but it's a trip that the other schools take.
Okay, but you
So-
guys did it at the end last year, right?
Correct.
Okay, so it's just now we're just doing it in the fall.
Correct. And that was something the teachers said in the spring. They enjoyed it so much. They thought it was really important for us to get in to do team building
Okay.
in the
That's
fall
nice.
for fifth graders. So it's like, whatever else happens, gonna happen, we're going there.
But I think he looped in Nancy as like the
I
fifth
did.
grade chair,
Yeah.
but not because they made a decision as a committee without the committee.
Yeah.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I did put everyone who had signed up to be a part of the committee, Nancy's chair, so you can see that on there. There's extra spots if anyone wants to sign up for that. And then Nancy should be coordinating communication with that chair or that committee soon to discuss the other events for the year. Great question.
Any other new business or general questions? Yeah, sure.
Okay, so, I do. So one of the, that's fine.
Yeah.
So finance, update is that, Turkey Trot is very successful right now. We've had more runners, more sponsors, which also leads to more expenses. And, we had put in the initial budget only a $10,000 approved, expenses for this. But as income increases and runners increase, there is a cost per runner. So we are over our 400 initial runners that we thought. So unfortunately, these expenses will also go up, but the income is exponential to the expenses. So I do need to though ask for an increase, approval for the budget for the turkey trot to be able to cover t-shirts and medals and payment to the runners.
We already ordered 600 t-shirts.
We did, and so we are already almost at our expected expenses. So I'd like to ask for an expense increase of $7,000 at this time, but we are currently, I believe, at 28,000 income right now.
We're gonna.
But I have to ask for it.
I think
because
the
it
other
is
thing
part of the
too is
budget.
like you won't spend it either.
No, I'm
Like this is all
hoping that we don't spend
incremental,
it
so
all,
if you
but
spend it
yeah.
because you need to spend it.
Yeah.
So,
So I'm, and this is with the expectation that we will have 900 runners.
so a motion to improve,
Increase
turkey
the
trot
turkey trot expenses.
budget by
Seven.
$7,000.
By $7,000 or to $7,000?
No.
Increase by, so
by.
to $17,000.
Okay,
Yeah, so add 7,000, make it 17. Motion to
I
approve.
motion to do it.
Okay, any second?
Second.
All right, any questions or discussion? All right, so all those in favor? Any opposed? Well, we should like- All right, any other new business?
I forgot to add one quick thing. This is probably gonna be in an e-blast, but Miss Goldman is looking for volunteers for parents in the library for the first time. Yeah, oh, there it is. That's right. Yes. So I'm gonna put the, I forgot. So I'm still leaving here, but please know it's very likely to be an e-blast on Friday.
And family fun days on Saturday, and it's free. Yes. At the middle school.
Yeah.
On
The
Saturday?
township day. Yeah. Saturday's gonna be busy, the either can go. Yeah. You can go to family fun day and then a political rally, then a movie. And then watch the fourth, no, we're not gonna watch the fourth game because we're gonna win on Friday.
It's at 2 o'clock.
Oh, that's right, so you do that. So, all right, any other new business? Motion to adjourn? Anyone? Second? All right, all in favor? Any opposed? All right, thanks everyone for coming.
I'll send you the directions for that.
Yeah.